Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I acknowledge the traditional owners of the lands on which we work, learn and live, the Wurundjeri Woi-wurrung, Bunurong, Yorta Yorta and Dja Dja Wurrung peoples. We also recognise the unique place that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders peoples hold as the original owners of the Australian continent and pay respect to their elders past, present and future. And of course, we acknowledge the special place of Indigenous knowledge here in the Academy. We are very grateful tonight to have not only two, but three quite senior elders presenting here with us. It's a great privilege indeed. In this conversation, we are going to discuss the role of Yolŋu elders in Arnhem Land and how social outcomes could be improved in remote communities if elders like them were properly heard and resourced by government. Renelle, Brian, you are both Yolŋu Dilak, which is...
We're both Yolŋu Dilak.
Yeah, which is technically, I guess, the word for leader, elder, boss, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Specifically of clans, clan structures in Northeast Arnhem Land. What is a Dilak in the way that you think of it, and what do you do?
We are the spokesmen. If they wanted us, we go there and we talk to them and we re-educate them, or if they're off the track,
right?
Or if they're not doing their jobs, or if they're not doing home duties, or if they're not looking after their other families, and telling them the right way to go, and to look after, make sure everybody's all counted for.
Kuruto is important to us.
So family structures.
Yeah. There's a pathway that we teach them.
For most of the 1990s, probably up until the point that I first met you, you were a police constable. Yeah, you were stationed at Gullah-Winku.
Yeah. And there I had lots of responsibilities, more or less guiding people to go the right way, make sure telling other people not to make fights, make sure people don't carry weapons. I was doing all the road works, traffic license, registrations,
everything,
administration.
So if you think about that time in the past, 30 years ago, more or less, and today, what do you think the main changes are?
Some of them lost their ways, and they're just depending on white men.
There wasn't any job for our people. There was no money in the system. It been all taken away in 90s. We lost our economy in the communities.
We used to have our own fishermen to catch fish and sell. We had our own farmers there to grow fruits and veggies.
People had fruitful, productive lives. They had job opportunities. They had careers. If they wanted to, form their own band, like you did, you could tour the world, that kind of thing. You had opportunity. What are the impacts upon the difficulty of finding housing, particularly for young women who might be raising kids on their own? What are the impacts of that?
It's very important in our culture that, like families, we need kuroto.
Yeah.
Kuroto is important to our family.
Yeah.
Kinship.
Kinship.
Yeah.
We have to raise our kids together.
Yeah.
Even though as I'm a grandmother and he's a grandfather, we still need our kids to come and stay with us, and we have to grow them together.
So you're actually talking therefore about a lot of houses.
Houses, it goes to in Yolŋu Ranger.
Yeah. But that would mean a lot of houses are actually under stress because you have a lot of people in them all the time. Is that right? Yeah. So how many people are living in a house on average?
Probably 10, 11.
10, 11. Is there any mechanism by which DLUC, by which Yolŋu elders are now consulted by government when they actually make policies that impact your communities?
I haven't seen any just before I left. Well, yeah, no, yeah. I haven't seen any people gathering. You know.
Given that we're being asked this year to vote in a referendum to recognise Indigenous people in the Constitution, would it be good if Yolŋu elders, if DLUC, did have a way of having a direct voice into Parliament?
Yes, certainly. Yeah.
We need a strong voice, a Yolŋu strong voice. There are more men and women.
Yeah. And so if that referendum succeeds, what would you like to see as an outcome?
Feedback.
So actual genuine discussion as opposed to being consulted and people flying out. And what did you say, Brian? You were saying education, health.
And roads, especially.
And roads.
Road access. We don't have a good representation from the Parliament or from the local or from the territory. Not getting that kind of feedbacks day to day.
And that is quite a Yolŋu way of doing that, isn't it?
Yolŋu way of doing it.
You know, building through consensus what needs to be done, looking at all the angles and options and having a genuine discussion about it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that was quite a challenge, and I know that we did that very quickly, but it's really, really important that people hear different voices speak. So thank you very much. Thank you for everything.